Recently, I was watching a TikTok video by a lady by the name of Charlotte Forbes. So if you want to look her up on TikTok, be my guest. She seems to be some type of ADHD coach, and I thought this was really good because I'm an educator, and there are a lot of kids who have 504s or IEPs stating that they have ADHD, and there are a lot of people, not just students, but also adults, myself included, who resemble a lot of the symptoms from ADHD. So, this is a good framework for helping somebody to do something that they really don't want to do because ADHD seeks dopamine. So, it's called the NICE framework. And so, the title of this presentation is The NICE Framework: How to Focus on Tasks You Rather Avoid. So when somebody with ADHD has to do some type of task that's repetitive or boring, they're going to spend a lot of time trying to avoid it. They're going to procrastinate to the end, right? Until they have to, until they get some type of rush. So it's not really a problem. That's just how their brain is wired. A lot of times these students will have missings in the grade book, or even adult may manifest as maybe paying their bills late if they don't have it on some type of timer. It's just something that they don't automatically see on the reward from. So the NICE framework helps them to make it more fun, or kind of give an embedded dopamine hit. So it gives you four levers to pull to manufacture the engagement your brain needs to focus. So if you remember this acronym, NICE: novelty, interest, C is for competition, and E is for urgency. And so the key insight stated in the original video that I watched is that boredom is a brain state, not a character flaw. So NICE changes the conditions, not the task. So in other words, it's making it more challenging, and people who have brains who are chemically wired and coded as ADHD, they don't like to be bored. They it's hard for them to focus, but they can also hyper focus. So that's really important. So when we ask about how to use it, you want the N stands for novelty. So when you think about novelty, you think about how can you make something new. I can personally speak for myself when I say I don't like to feel like I'm boxed in. If I feel like I'm boxed into something and I have to do the same thing over and over again, even boxed into the house, I'm going to probably crawl up a wall, and I know a lot of students are like that too. Because at first, when they go to school, that first week or two, they're fine usually, but after a while, they get bored. So you want to change up. Maybe they shouldn't stay at the same seat. You know what I mean? Like if they're in like a school setting, maybe you change up how they sit. Um, because it's hard to be in a different room and you got 30 plus other kids. So you want to change where you work or go to a different room, a cafe, a corner if you're an adult. But if you're not, if you're in a classroom, change up the type of seating arrangements if possible. Also use a new tool or format or approach for the same task. So, uh, I'm an engineering teacher, so I have the students to, they have to write in their engineering notebooks. They have to read and they have to write because they have to understand how to tell their story, their technical story. They have to understand how to follow directions, all the things. So they can't avoid that. Even though they might only want to do math and science, they may only want to build. That's something that is part of the process of being an engineering student. But maybe they can switch up how they use the notebook. You know what I mean? So maybe a new worksheet, and then they put it in there, they glue it in there, or scrabble. However, tackle the task in a different order than usual. So engineering design process, we always say it's just a process. You can take it out of order. You just got to make sure you do the steps. Set a timer and see how much you finish before it rings. I do this a lot in class, a lot, because a lot of kids, they will waste tons of time, and we only have, in my particular class, usually about 55 minutes. Sometimes we have 90, but it's when you're handling a lot of students, especially somebody who has ADHD, they're gonna take it to the end. They won't start. Sometimes they won't start working till like you 40 minutes in. Then they start rushing. So you do have to set some type of timer. And then the next thing is interest. So connect it to what you care about. So the good thing about being a teacher, you have to make those connections the first 2 to 3 weeks of school. So that's why they call that like a building of rituals and routines phase. You're trying to teach them how you want them to respond in the classroom. But before you can do that, you want to do a lot of assessments, a lot of uh, like psychological assessments. What's your color? How do you like to learning styles, all the things. So that knowing what you like, tell me about yourself. What would your friends say about you? All of those things. You got to know who you are. We really want to spend a lot of time getting the kids to really know how they learn, what they like, all the things. And so that way we can build that into our classroom as incentives or whatever. So, interest, you want to ask, how does this move me towards something I actually want to do? So, for example, if you are an adult and you have to do some paperwork so that you can get some type of payment or income. Well, the paperwork may be boring to you if you are adult, and so to do the collecting the paperwork and sitting still, you don't want to sit still. You want to go out. You want to be creative, do all the things. Well, you have to think. Well, shoot, if I don't do this, will I get the money? So, which one is going to be most important? And then also, you want to pair the test with something enjoyable, a playlist. Now, one thing or a good drink. I think cleaning up is boring, and I'm sure most people do, but uh, I will avoid it and then I'll hyper focus on it. I personally can do a great job of cleaning up if I'm listening to something about cleaning up. So a podcast about organizing, and then I can organize. So that's something that you may want to think about. Um, Also, you might want to reframe the task with skill building practice, not just a chore. So, like I said, me listening to a podcast about ADHD or an Audible or something where I feel like, okay, yes, this is going to help me. I'm learning, but I'm also doing. Another thing I personally hate to do is drive. I hate driving. I feel like driving is so repetitive and boring. But if you don't do it well, you're gonna die, or somebody's gonna die. So I usually listen to audiobooks again as I am driving. Also it says find one genuinely curious micro question buried inside of the task. Um, so that's just any task. You wanna find something about that test, and I do that. Let me see what I think is boring. I'm right now. I'm working on some paperwork for my son to get certain benefits, and I'm like, it shouldn't have taken me this long. I've been working on this for almost a month, and I know I'm close to the deadline, but I'm breaking it up, and I am also researching some of the things that I need to know about the thing that I'm turning in. So I'm breaking the task up because it's boring to me. So I'm like stopping. I'm doing this video. I'm creating another video. And then I go back to it. So but the questions that I ask myself is like, what I'm asking myself other things like what the person who is going to be reviewing this document is going to be looking for. And then last but not least, you have, sorry, not last but not least, but you have competition. So you want to turn it into a game. And I love doing this. You want to time yourself and try to beat your last record. You want to set a target number and race to hit it. You want to challenge, maybe in a classroom, you want to challenge a classmate to finish the same task at the same time. So you keep running a score so you can track completion over days. So it's kind of like me walking. Like one thing, and I got to get back to this, but what I did, I like using apps because apps like it's kind of like makes you be in competition with yourself. Okay, yesterday I did this. Can I at least do the same thing or better? So having points. I like to get that little the app that I use. I believe it's called WalkFit, and then when I hit my goal, it gives me a little circle and a woohoo that reward system. So turning it into a competition. So it's not necessarily a competition against others. It's also a competition against yourself. All right, urgency. You want to set a visible countdown timer before you begin. Again, Going back to that, making it fun, making it like it's a game, making it a race. You want to create a real deadline. Now, sometimes the deadlines are just knocking on your door because you procrastinated and you put everything else in front of it. But you need to have some type of visual counter. So a lot of times I will put a timer if I'm walking. I know that in order to do 10,000 steps, it's going to take me about 100 minutes. And so I will put on either I'll break it up and do 20 minutes 5 times a day, or 10 minutes, uh, 10 times a day, or 100 minutes altogether. But I do like to see my timer and I like to look at it as I am walking. Also, you want to tell someone else when you'll be done. So you want to give them some type of accountability to add more stakes um, to the urgency. Also, you want to book a commitment right after so you can't run over time. I know I do this a lot, especially I live kind of far from the city, so I know pretty much everything I do takes an hour. So if I say got to go work out, I know I have to stop at a certain time. See, so if I don't want to walk, I feel like it's boring. I don't want to do it, But I say, okay, I got to do it, and so I put that timer on, and I know I have to stop because I got to go to this thing that I told my friend I was going to go to. Break large tasks into 25-minute sprints with a hard stop. Now, I really love this because if it's something boring, I don't know if I could do it for a whole hour straight. Like, even now, even though I used to like to walk, now I don't necessarily all the time because I feel like it's breaking into me being creative and also taking action. So I like the fact that okay, I'm gonna leave for 25 minutes. I'm gonna have to get up and I'm gonna have to go walking. So yes, I'm breaking it up into 25-minute tests. Again, like I said, if you're trying to walk 10,000 steps a day, well, 25 minutes at a time, that's gonna be about 2,500 steps per 25 minutes. And so that's easier to do than the 10,000 because sometimes you just be like, okay, I'm tired of walking. I'm sorry, my phone, everybody calls me at the same time. All right, this is going to be for me. I'm going to have to re record this probably. The full nice toolkit. So you have a full nice toolkit. First, you have novelty, that again make it feel new, change where you work, different room, cafe, or corner of the building, use a new tool, format, or approach to the same task, interest connected to what you care about, ask how does it move me forward, something I actually want, and pair the task with something enjoyable, a playlist, a good drink, etc. Competition, turn it into a game, time yourself and try to beat your last record, set a target number and race to hit it. And then E, which is going to represent urgency. Create a real deadline. Set a visible countdown timer before you begin. Tell someone else when you are done, and accountability adds stakes. You can use one of these or combine all four because more levers is going to make it more engaging, which is going to increase your dopamine. So what are you going to do right now? You want to think of one task you've been avoiding and pick at least two nice strategies. So what tasks have you been avoiding? Again, like I said, I had paperwork I had to do for my son so he could get a certain thing. And so my novelty is breaking it up and also listen to podcasts. My interest connection is that it's what me doing this paperwork is going to result in him getting money that's going to help him with his life and his college. Um, my competition challenge is that I need to uh, do this because I got a flight to take today, and I need to pack and get out of the hotel. So my urgency deadline is today because it's due on the 29th, and today is 26th.